not 5, not 10, but 20 full days of keto foods to help you dominate your goals, crush this lifestyle, and get some new fresh ideas to help you take this into the next year and make this a lifestyle you can stick to long term coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You're probably wondering where I am because I've never shot a YouTube video in this location before. I'm actually in my bonus room in my house. This was their playroom and I kicked them out of their playroom to make a gym for myself. And so I'm in the process of rearranging it into like a gym slash office-ish space for me, and I'm loving it here. And so stay tuned to that on my daily keto vlogs I have right here on this channel, because you're gonna see more of that as I transition out of my garage gym. I've seen so many videos out there that talk about how to do keto, what to do for keto, what not to do, foods to eat, foods not to eat, but I've never seen it broken down and shown into examples of how to actually follow the ketogenic lifestyle with examples of different meals and stuff. And so that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing with you guys. This is going to be an experience. You're going to get a ton of incredible ideas out of this video as far as how to add more variety into your lifestyle to be able to kick it to that next level so that you can get your long-term results with this lifestyle. That's what we're here for. You want to stay tuned all the way to the end, because I am going to share with you guys my top biggest tips that I've found through some recent research that I've done to help you kick your fat loss results to the next level. On all of the different slides I'm about to share with you, I'm going to be showing you different ingredients that I have for the different foods that I was making, so you can see what types of foods that I'm eating within my day. You probably want to screenshot these slides so that you can get some ideas for later. Anything that you want full recipes for, I do have on this channel, or I have it in Instagram in my reels of the different types of foods that I made. So if you're like, that looks amazing, how do I make that? You're gonna check out my channel, you're gonna hit that subscribe button, smash that subscribe button, and you're gonna share this video with your friends, because I'm telling you, this is going to be the most value-packed video you've ever experienced for the ketogenic lifestyle. The way that I structured these days, I'm showing you 3 meals a day. However, you can do 1 meal a day if you want, you can do 2 meals a day, or you can do 3 meals. So many different people do keto different ways, and it's very flexible to you and what feels best for you. I am huge on intuitive eating as well as non-restrictive keto. I believe in making this a lifestyle where it's not just about fat loss, but it's actually something you can sustain and continue doing forever. Forever. So get the idea of a diet out of your mind. Get the idea that you're just going to start this and stop this once you reach your goals. This should be something that you should be able to eat amazing, delicious, incredible foods that you crave, that you want in your life. You're going to see it broken down 2 different ways. Towards the end of this, I'm going to show you for those people who like to do 2 meals a day. Typically, I will do 2 meals a day. However, for the majority of people, they do like to consume 3 meals a day. So I'm showing you these examples as 3 meals a day. But all you're going to do if you want to do 2 meals a day is drop out that first meal. That's what we call intermittent fasting, and that's what a lot of people will do. They will do 2 meals a day, they'll drop out that first meal, and you're consuming the exact same thing you see in those second meal. Is the different meals you're going to see are interchangeable, which means you can literally take one idea and say, hey, look, I want to make that pizza for dinner, and I want to do that wrap for lunch, and I want to do these keto pancakes for breakfast, and you can swap it up and switch it around and do it as in any variety that you want. The next thing is, this is an example of the different types of foods that I'm eating, and it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Calories within these days range, but they're typically around 1,400 calories. I don't measure my calories. I don't really recommend measuring calories. If you want to measure calories, you can do that, but I just think when you get into like numbers and like counting macros, counting all of that stuff, it gets way too complicated. But if you focus on eating the right types of foods and eating until you're full, not eating when you're not hungry, you know, following your body's lead, you're going to be able to maximize the benefits of this lifestyle. Some days you might feel like just having 1 meal a day. Some days you might want 2. Some days you might want 3. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm not going to be sharing with you guys supplements in this video or talking about the supplements. If you do want information on the different types of supplements that I utilize to enhance my results, you're going to definitely want to check out the daily keto routine vlogs that I have on this channel, and you will see exactly what I do. You'll see exactly the program that I follow, exactly the supplements that I use. But for this video, we're just focusing on food. Also, I structured this with some times on there. So my lunch meal is at noon. Typically, that's when people will break their fast. or the morning meal if they're not fasting, and then I will say 7 p.m. for dinner, because normally people are fasting until 12 and then their last meal is at 7 p.m. However, you can change that around to fit your lifestyle. I know I have a lot of nurses who follow me, and their days are so hectic and their times of eating are so random and so weird. That's okay. But at the end of this, when I talk about one strategy to really maximize your fat loss results, I'm going to share with you a timing strategy that's really going to help you maximize that, where it doesn't matter what time you're actually eating, but I'm going to show you how to do that so that you get the best result. We're going to get right into these slides and these examples. All right, so here's day one. This is what we're looking at, guys. We're talking about morning, noon, 7 p.m. as our example, and we have eggs and avocado as our very first meal in the morning if you are doing 3 meals. For this example, I did 3 eggs, I cooked that in some butter, I chopped off an entire avocado to make this meal. Now, if you're not doing that meal, skip right ahead to noon, okay? And this is one of my favorite meals for keto that's so super simple. But what you're going to need is you're going to need some low carb wraps. I like the Mission wraps because personally I think they taste amazing and they're really good, and they're available almost everywhere, okay? So the Mission wraps make an incredible wrap. Here I made a tuna melt simply by taking the wrap, throwing some provolone on there, sticking it in my toaster oven, and then mixing up some canned tuna with some mayonnaise, and then I pop that on there, and it's so good, it's crunchy, it's easy, you can have it any time of day. Next up, 7 p.m., some keto lasagna. This is definitely another one you're gonna see repeated in future days, but all it is basically taking some ground beef, some sausage, and browning that with some Rayo's or Victoria's tomato sauce, which is a low sugar tomato sauce, and then layering that on with egg thins as our choice of noodles. So they're typically not made for noodles, but they work perfectly for noodles. And so that's exactly what I do. If you've made this before, you've probably seen it on my channel. Comment below and let me know how you make your keto lasagna, or if you change it up anyways. And so we're going to just layer that together. We're going to bake it like a traditional lasagna, and it comes out bubbly perfect. It's awesome. And you can also use this as leftovers for future days for your lunch. All right, here's day 2. We're talking morning cream cheese pancakes. If you've never made these before, they're amazing. My kids love them too. And it's basically you're taking some eggs, some cream cheese, some cinnamon, you're blending that together in like a little bullet, and you're cooking these pancakes. And then I really like a monk fruit maple syrup, like the Lacanto brand. That's really good to top these off. Okay, so if you're looking for an option for breakfast that's not eggs, these are perfect. Yes, there are eggs in here, but if you're just like, I'm so sick of the egg flavor, there you go. There's your solution right there. And it's really super simple to mix up. And then for our second meal, or our first meal, if you're doing 2 meals a day, we are doing a grilled panini stack. Okay, so this is going to be using our low carb wrap, some mayonnaise, provolone, and I made this with salami and turkey. So basically the same way we did our other wrap, we're taking the wrap, we're throwing it in the toaster oven, putting the cheese on top of that, letting that get nice and toasted, adding our meat to the top of that as well, and then the mayonnaise, and we are just stacking it together. Maybe put some butter on there. You can put some jalapenos on there. It's so good. 7 p.m., last meal of the day. We are doing steak with cream spinach, okay? So you're gonna grill some steak, you're gonna put some butter on there, you can even put some blue cheese on there, and some creamed spinach. You can make cream spinach simply by taking a bag of spinach, raw spinach, adding some cream cheese to that, some garlic powder. Oh my gosh, so good. Mix that up with some heavy whipping cream to kind of smooth it out, and then some roasted or steamed vegetables and some butter on that. Okay, so here's a perfect example of a very simple day for you to make. Day 3, we are doing for our breakfast an egg sandwich. So we're using those wraps again. I know, I love them. There are a bunch of different kinds of wraps out there. If you don't want to do a wrap, if you're trying to stay away from gluten, because I know these wraps, even though they're low carb, they still have gluten in them, you can use like those egg wraps that I was talking about, the egg thins from the lasagna. You can do something like that if you prefer. But for me, I like these wraps, and so I use them. So we're making an egg sandwich. I'm just pan frying 2 to 3 eggs. Provolone, I throw some provolone on there, put it in the toaster. Again, butter, eggs, easy, so simple, so good. One thing I will say, you may see some typos within these slides, and that's because Canva does not do spell check. They might, but I don't know how. And I just fly through these because I'm just trying to get as much value to you guys as possible. So if you do see some typos, I'm sorry about that. Don't worry about it. Try to ignore it. All right, next up we are doing a spinach artichoke, I think that's how you spell artichoke, burger salad. And so we're taking a burger, which we just grilled the day before, and this was like a leftover cheeseburger that we had on hand. And I got some spinach and artichoke dip from Costco. I really like it. It comes in a big tub. And so I just took that spinach and artichoke dip, I put it on top of the burger, and I reheated that, or you can just throw that whole thing. So your cooked burger, you put your spinach dip on top of that, heat the spinach dip on top of that. Lettuce, slice that up with some onions and some ranch. I personally really like the Marie's ranch. There's also Lighthouse ranch that's really good. The ranch that you find in the produce section, like in the refrigerated area of the produce section, is typically better than a ranch that you're gonna find that is shelf stable in the grocery stores.
And the last meal tonight, we are making a keto sushi, which is so simple. It is a little more time consuming, but it's so worth it. I make this with cauliflower, and I will put all of the ingredients with the exact measurements in the description below so that if you want to make this too, you can do that easily. Make this sushi exactly like you would make normal sushi, except for you're not using rice. You're using riced cauliflower, which you can do fresh, or you can buy it frozen, up to you. And then you're just kind of rolling this thing up in the sushi and using that as your meal, and it's really good. I mean, if you miss sushi in your lifestyle, there's no reason you can't make this.
Okay, our next day here, we're making a fat latte as our first meal. And so some people will say keto coffee breaks fast, some people say it doesn't. Use your own judgment. At the end of the day, what are your goals with keto? Are you trying to lose fat? Are you trying to enhance your lifestyle? This is a very easy way for you to add more fats to your day, as well as if you make it the way I do, you're gonna get additional collagen, MCT, and a bunch of really good benefits for your body, and also like your hair, skin, and nails, and that sort of thing. So I make mine with coffee. I use a packet of keto cream, which I'll talk about at the end of this as well. So I blend that with 1 tablespoon of butter. I blend all of that up, and it just makes a really creamy, amazing fat latte that you can make at home that you will swear you were in Starbucks, okay? If you're interested in keto cream, I do have samples. I'll put the link below. Or if you're friends with a Pruvit promoter, reach out to that person because they probably have it in stock as well. Next up, 12 noon, we're talking Parmesan garlic wings. I like to make my wings in an air fryer, which is super simple. You literally grab the wings, you throw them in the air fryer, you let that crisp up, and then you're gonna add your toppings to that. And I'll also add some garlic to the top of the wings, the fresh wings, while they're in the air fryer. And then once they look amazing, crispy, and perfect, then I'm gonna add some butter, some garlic, some Parmesan, and then I'm gonna top those and eat those with some ranch dressing or blue cheese, whatever you prefer. I don't know if there are any other chicken wing addicts out there like me, but I'm addicted to chicken wings, and I'm not ashamed of it, and it's one of the reasons why keto is so great for me. Next up, we're making a Mexican bowl for our last meal of the day. So what you're going to do is you can take any type of meat that you want. In this example, I'm using ground beef, but you can use sliced chicken, you can use steak, you can use whatever type of meat that you want. You're gonna saute that, and then you're gonna top it with cheddar cheese, some tomatoes. You can use some salsa, as long as it's not a ton of salsa, and long as you check out the labels to make sure it's low in sugar. And then we're gonna top that with guacamole and sour cream, make a really great Mexican bowl. Next example, we've got some scrambled eggs, but these are not any typical scrambled eggs. These are my fat burning scrambled eggs. These are the best scrambled eggs, and I do have a video that explains why. Once again, right here on this channel. You're gonna wanna make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed here, seriously. So these scrambled eggs, we are scrambling them with some mayonnaise. So we're taking 2 eggs, we're taking like a tablespoon of mayonnaise, we are mixing that up, and we are scrambling that together. They're gonna make the creamiest eggs you've ever had, period. Like, if you wanna know how the restaurants get their eggs so amazing, this is one trick to get your eggs to taste like those restaurant quality scrambled eggs, but also it's gonna help your body boost the fat burning. Noon, we are doing a feta salad, lettuce, feta cheese, olive oil, lemon or vinegar. That's so simple, but it's so good. It's so good. So you're basically just using feta cheese, but really, if you're using a lemon, you just do like half the lemon and you squirt the juice on there with some olive oil. Oh my gosh, it's making my mouth water. It's like so good. For dinner on this night, we're doing a buffalo chicken wrap, and you can make that once again with the Mission Wrap brands or whatever brand you want. This video is not sponsored by anyone, by the way, and so any of the brands that I talk about, these are just brands that I like. They probably should be compensating me, but they're not. All right, so we are taking some chicken, we're slicing them up, we are putting some Frank's Red Hot sauce on there, and then you're layering it on your wrap with your provolone. You're baking that, or you're putting it in your toaster oven. As you can tell, I like to cook a lot of things in the toaster oven. I just like to make it really super simple. And then I'm throwing some guacamole, some bacon bits, some ranch on top of that. Really so good. Okay, morning, we're doing some eggs and bacon. Pan fry some 2 eggs with some butter, throw some bacon on there, really easy, okay? Noon, tuna melt again. So this is, you're seeing this again. So we're just doing the tuna melt, perfect. And then for dinner tonight, we are ordering from Chipotle. All right, Chipotle bowl is so good. I really like the cauliflower rice they have. Some people don't like it, but I personally do really like the cauliflower rice. If you like the cauliflower rice at Chipotle, let us know in the comments below. I usually get just like the chicken with some cheese, guacamole, sour cream, the fajita veggies. I like all of the sauces except for the corn salsa because there's carbs in that. Okay, morning again, we're doing some more eggs, some more bacon. Like I said before, you can drop this meal out if you just don't want to eat 3 meals a day. Now, we are doing another fat latte for lunch, keto cream, tablespoon of butter. If you're not doing keto cream, which I like the keto cream just because it has the MCT oil in there and it also has the collagen in there, plus really high B vitamins. But if you're not doing keto cream, you can just take coffee, you can add a little bit of stevia, and then you can do your tablespoon of butter, you can blend it up that way. And that makes a great fat coffee as well if you're looking to do like a fat latte as a meal. And then our chicken and broccoli bake. This is something that I have here on my channel that's so good, the recipe for this. I'm basically taking chicken, steaming some broccoli, using some heavy cream, and then some cream cheese, some mozzarella. I'm baking this all together into a bubbly, amazing casserole that everyone loves in my family. Once again, some more eggs and bacon for meal 1. Noon, we're doing another fat latte, and then 7 p.m. we're doing an Italian salad. So with this, you can basically chop up some lettuce, slice up some pepperoni, some salami, some provolone, some avocado, olives, olive oil, and vinegar, and this makes a really, really nice salad. You can also throw some mozzarella balls on there, and that's also something that you can make ahead and take with you if you like work in an office or if you're on the go. Do people still work in offices these days? I don't know. I don't know. Are you working in an office? What is your lifestyle like? Are you home? Are you home like me? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you home? Are you working from home? Or do you work in an office? I would love to know it. So now today we're doing again our fat scrambled eggs for our meal 1. Noon, anti-pasta. No pasta in this. You guys love this one. You love this one. I love this one. I can't live without this one. So I do have a video that will show you exactly how to make this. I'll link it up in the description. For dinner tonight, we're doing a Greek salad, and that's going to have just lettuce, onions, feta, tomatoes, blackened salmon, and then some Greek dressing. Today, we're doing an egg egg sandwich for meal number 1, and then meal number 2, a jalapeno popper chaffle. Okay, so a jalapeno popper chaffle. If you've never made a chaffle before, it's so easy, and it takes one of those like mini waffle makers. And so basically you're taking mozzarella, you're just mixing that up with the jalapenos. You're throwing that mixture on your waffle maker, and you're putting your onion in there, and you're closing it up, and then you're topping it with some sour cream and some avocado. I have a YouTube short that explains this and shows you how to do this within 1 minute. So you're gonna wanna check that out on this channel. And then Chili's fajitas. So DoorDash, Uber Eats. I like them both. They're my best friend. And so sometimes I'll get Chili's, and this is what I order from Chili's. I get the fajitas with the fajita vegetables. There's some tomatoes on here, some cheddar cheese, and I like to top that with some sour cream. So that's a really great option if you are ordering in. A lot of us are very busy. Not everyone has time to make and cook every meal. I understand that, and so that's why you're gonna see layered in here some options to be able to order out. Okay, so our fat burning scrambled eggs for morning and then noon. We're talking Keto Pizza here. We're using that wrap, and we are making it a pizza by layering on some Victoria's or the Rayo's tomato sauce, and then we're popping some mozzarella on there and sliced onions, baking that. You can also add any type of toppings you want. I've made this buffalo style by using like ranch instead of the tomato sauce, and then just taking some grilled chicken and putting some Frank's Red Hot on that, and then crumbling some blue cheese along with the mozzarella. So good. I've made this so many different ways. You can get really creative with it. You can even do like a pizza night with the kids. I've done that as well, where you just like, everyone decorates their own pizza and you bake that. It's a really great idea and a great way to get the kids eating this type of lifestyle in a way that's like easy for everyone. And so then Cheesecake Factory Cobb salad. If you have a Cheesecake Factory near you, I don't know if you knew this, but you can definitely get that on DoorDash. Look for it and get the Cobb salad because it's insanely good. It's so good. Okay, so this salad comes loaded up with hard-boiled eggs, avocado, blue cheese, chicken, bacon, tomatoes, lettuce, ranch, the works. It's amazing. Okay, I know, I think I've like overloaded you guys on eggs for the morning meal, but there's a reason for that. Typically when you're following the ketogenic lifestyle, the morning meal kind of goes away. And so like a lot of times people who are making a morning meal for keto, they need something really quick that they don't have to think about, and typically it's eggs, right? So if you don't want the eggs, you can just do the avocado. That's really good as well, but I do like to pair avocado with eggs. And then on this day for noon, I'm making a blueberry muffin shake, and this is going to include a packet of keto cream and a packet of the Keto OS Pro blueberry muffin, which includes ketones within there. And I know I'm not talking about supplements in this video. This is more of a meal, okay? So it's not really it is a supplement, but you know what I'm saying. And so I do have samples of these two products, and I'll put the links in the description if you want to try them. But this makes a really creamy, amazing shake that you can use as a meal, and I love it. And it tastes like blueberry muffin batter to me. It's so amazing. And so you can make this with unsweetened almond milk or cashew milk. Cashew milk I just got started on, and I actually really like it for blending up these shakes. However, you might want to just do the blueberry muffin mix with the cashew milk and maybe like half an avocado if you're not familiar with adding in like MCT oils, because the keto cream and the Pro together might have too much like MCT for you if you're brand new to it, and MCT oils can upset your stomach a little bit, like give you digestive issues. And so in that case, I would swap out the keto cream and just add like half an avocado and blend all of that together if you wanted to be a meal. If this was just going to be a snack, you could just do the blueberry muffin mix with ice and the cashew milk, and you could blend that together, or even just shake it up, and that's fine. And then for dinner, we are grilling some steak. We're doing that with a Caesar salad, and that's perfect, right? I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so on this day, we're doing our fat latte as our meal one, and then our second meal is going to be our keto antipasto salad again, which is the hard salami, the provolone, the black olives, the green and red peppers, olive oil and vinegar. Really so good. And then for the last meal, how about some baked salmon? And salmon is so good for keto. It's really great to add in some fatty fish in there, and so that's why I like to eat a lot of salmon. And so you can make that blackened. That's really great. And then some Brussels sprouts, which a lot of people do like to cook their Brussels sprouts in like bacon grease. I've never tried that before, but it's probably really good. And some asparagus and some dill dressing, which is very easy to make with some mayonnaise and some dill. And then we are talking about another day here where we're doing an egg sandwich for our very first meal. Noon, we're doing a hot dog salad. Sounds crazy, I know, but it's not. It's actually not crazy. It's actually very good. And I just take some lettuce, I slice that up, and I just put some ranch dressing on that. I take my hot dogs, okay? I slice them in half, I put them on like a toaster pan, and then I put feta cheese on top of that, and then I bake that, and it comes out so good. And so it's something you definitely want to try if you need something quick, something easy that's already probably in your refrigerator, especially if you have kids, that you can mix up and you can make that will help you stay keto friendly in a pinch. And then keto lasagna, we're making that again. This is like one of those things that I make every couple weeks to help me stay on track, but also because my family loves it. So we're making a veggie omelet, adding some additional veggies into our day for meal number one here. Bacon, 2 to 3 eggs, provolone, mushrooms, tomatoes, jalapenos, onions, and peppers. At our lunch here, shrimp wedge salad. So wedge salads, you typically just take iceberg lettuce, you slice that in half, you're gonna get a really high quality, really good blue cheese dressing. I like the Marie's blue cheese dressing, you know, tomato, some onions, and you're going to drizzle that together, and then you can just grill up some shrimp on a little skewer. For 7 p.m. we are doing our buffalo wings. I just love making the chicken wings in the air fryer. It's so easy. I don't know, I always use the same setting on my air fryer. It's like crisp, and it's just like it usually takes longer than like 20 minutes. I usually have to run it through a couple times until it's just crispy. And then I do some different dry rubs, which is typically just like chili powder and garlic powder, paprika maybe a little bit, and some onion powder, and then some blue cheese dressing. Okay, and then egg sandwich for breakfast. Our noon meal, we're doing a chicken salad. So we're grilling some chicken, chopping that up with some feta, some bacon, some tomatoes, some ranch dressing. Yes, you're gonna see a lot of salads because it's when you take out the carbohydrates, which is typically like pasta or potatoes, when you take those out, you need to replace them with something, and typically making it into a salad is like the perfect solution. So that's why you're going to see that a lot. You're going to add more veggies when you take those things out. And so then we also have our blackened salmon with some capers, broccolini, and some lemon. Let's break this down for our two mad people out there. And if you're doing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, you can just make any one of these meals and maybe just have a little bit more in there. But you really don't have to go crazy. Now, you might start with 3 meals a day, and then eventually you're going to be like, I'm not even hungry. I'm gonna like stretch out my first meal or push that a little bit, maybe until lunch. Eventually you're just gonna find that 2 meals a day is just easier for you in your life. You're cooking less, you're planning less, you're doing less, but also it's good to intermittent fast. Longevity and like anti-aging, there's like a ton of benefits to it. Meal number 1, chicken Caesar salad, grilling up some chicken, some lettuce, some Parmesan Caesar dressing, some tomatoes, perfect. And then meal number 2, this lemon chicken bake. I do have here on my channel the recipe: chicken, mushrooms, broccoli, mozzarella, cream and lemon, Parmesan cheese, lemon, olive oil, pork rinds, like the panko pork rind crumbs. You will notice most of the recipes that I have here are just very, very simple because I'm a mom, okay? So I have limited time and I need it to be simple, but I also need it to be really good because I love food. Meal number 1 here, a Southwest Omelet. So you make this with 3 to 4 eggs, and I'm using 3 to 4 eggs now instead of 2 eggs because now we're talking 2 meals a day instead of 3 meals a day, okay? So we're kind of breaking our 3 meals and we're adding a little bit more to our 2 meals, but we're not going crazy, okay? And so like avocado, ground sausage is in there, and some tomatoes, sliced or salsa and sour cream, and definitely some cheese. I eat a lot of cheese. I love cheese. But if you don't like cheese, just leave the cheese out of the stuff that I'm making here. And then 5 hours later, we're going to do meal number 2, and that's where we are eating lettuce, grilled steak, tomatoes, feta, avocado, your choice of full fat dressing, and that just makes it great. Meal number 2. All right, now our next one, our 2 mad day. 2 eggs. Again, I would probably add an extra egg here. I would probably do 3 or even 4. Broccoli, butter, pink Himalayan salt, and then meal number 2, we're doing some keto tacos. So good, so easy. You're gonna take a pan, you're gonna take a half a cup of cheddar cheese, you're gonna plop that down in your pan, let it get nice and hardened, and then flip it over, and there is your taco shell. It's so simple. And then you can make your regular tacos that you would normally make for your family, and you're gonna eat the cheese shells, okay? So with these, we're having chicken, steak, you can do some mayo and sriracha or Frank's Red Hot sauce, sliced tomato, lettuce, okay? So you can't go wrong with keto tacos. A chicken Caesar salad. I do love to have a lot of salads when I do 2 meals a day. It's just adding in the extra veggies in there. So meal number 2 here, we're doing a burger. Be careful about burgers at restaurants because some restaurants are going to put breadcrumbs in their burger meat. So when you're at a restaurant, you want to ask them, do you add breadcrumbs to your burger meat? And then if the answer is no, you're good to go. Sorry, didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I like it. Okay, so we're doing a cheeseburger here, burger with cheese, clearly. Mushrooms, avocado, bacon, and then a side salad, lettuce, onions, cucumbers, tomatoes, and ranch dressing. Wow, we just got through 20 days of keto meals. How do you feel about that? It wasn't that difficult, right? It's pretty simple. And you can do most of these meals at restaurants if you want. So if you're ordering off of a menu, a lot of restaurants have these type of foods, right? So if like you see salmon, there you go. You got your salmon, Greek salad, pair it together, you're good to go. Okay, so let's talk about boosting your fat loss results. I've got some tips for you guys. Woo! And I'm sitting down with my legs crossed, and you guys, I can't feel my legs anymore, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna make it through this. I've got some tips for you to boost your fat loss results. And if you've been stalled out for a while or you've been plateaued, this one thing could help you break that plateau. But also, it helps the skin, it helps the nails, it helps your hair, it helps everything get better. And that is, shoot for a target of 100 ounces of water. This sounds hard. This sounds difficult. This sounds like, are you crazy? Why would I do that? But I promise you, when you do it, it's so easy, and this is what I'm talking about. So likely you probably have like one of these shaker cups. This is 36 ounces. So if you get a 36 ounce shaker cup, you just need to drink about 3 of these a day. When I first was like, I'm gonna drink 100 ounces of water a day, I thought there was no way that I would actually be able to measure it or be able to figure it out. And I got one of those gigantic water bottles. You know those huge ones? I have a huge one around here somewhere. And that was just overwhelming for me. But these little shaker cups, when I'm like, okay, I can do 3 of these a day. Like yesterday, I did 5 of these of just clear water. I'm not gonna go over the different supplements I use in this video, but I do drink these things called exogenous ketones, NAT ketones, and I don't count that in with my water. I drink only water in these. And so I'm gonna tell you guys, if you wanna boost it, focus on the 100 ounces of water daily at a minimum, bare minimum. If you work out, so if you're working out and you're following this plan, you wanna work out fasted, or, so like first thing in the morning, you get up, you do your workout, or if you can't do it fasted, do your workout 2 hours after your last meal, okay? Or last anything that you eat, 2 hours later, all right? So that's another tip to help you boost your fat loss. You notice that I had like 3 meals or 2 meals and I wasn't showing you snacks. There's a reason for that. Snacking in between meals, even if it's keto, even if it's low carb, is still going to cause an insulin response and an insulin spike. Insulin is a fast growing hormone. The more you're grazing, the more you're snacking, the more frequent your meals are throughout the day, the more insulin you're going to be flooding your system with. And so we want to minimize that. And so if you want to boost your fat loss results, try to minimize snacking. Now listen, it's not an all or nothing thing. It's not like, oh, I had a snack, so now I just blew it for the day. It's not that at all, okay? You're amazing. If you need to have a snack, and that's okay. Like if you want some nuts, have some nuts. If you want some like keto-friendly dip with some pork rinds, have it, right? Don't try to restrict yourself. But if you're not hungry, don't just snack for no reason, or don't just snack just because it's like on your plan to snack. Space your meals out 5 hours apart from each other. Again, to minimize the insulin spikes in between your meals, I would be eating your foods at least 5 hours from one to the next. So that means if you have a noon meal, you don't want to be eating again until after 5 p.m. So in these examples, I said 7 p.m., but you know, if you're eating at 5, there you go. You can have your meal at 5. You're gonna start your fasted window again the next day. But the other thing is, just so you guys know, you can do keto without fasting. You don't have to do intermittent fasting. I think I mentioned this earlier. That's something that usually these two go hand in hand and they work very well together. You need to sleep at least 7 hours a night. And this is really important. There's actually been different research that has shown that people who sleep less than 7 hours a night eat more the next day. They have more cravings. They eat more food. That by getting at least 7 hours of sleep, you're minimizing the cortisol spikes and you are actually going to have more willpower throughout your day than you would previous. So I want you guys to challenge yourself to really try to sleep at least 7 hours a night if you can, and make your sleep a priority. A lot of times we're in this like lifestyle where it's like, oh, hustle, work, stay up late and work so hard. You're impacting things, and especially if your goal is fat loss, you need to make sure you are getting adequate sleep. Eliminate anything that is causing you to break your new habits. So if there's anything going on in your life that you know is causing you to fall off track, that is causing you to break your new habits, like maybe it's like a specific show that you watch that keeps you up late so you're not able to have 7 hours of sleep. If you know that, you're going to want to record that and then watch it later. Try to eliminate anything in your lifestyle that is causing you to break your new habit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments, because if you do, I will continue taking photos of my food, and I will put together future ones of these to give you guys some more ideas on what to eat and how to structure your day and all of those things. The video you want to see next, if you really enjoyed this one, is my 15 days of keto that I did the last time I did a video like this, and so I will pop that one up coming up next.